Oh my gosh, I'm back. And I am making about the Abominable movie. Gosh, I don't know how to say this movie's name. But I don't know if y'all watched this. This is more like in my opinion, I kind of only discovered this movie from one of my mom's students because they really liked it. This is definitely more of like a underrated Disney movie, I think, and truly a very, very good movie in my opinion, and hilarious. Like, truly, I mean, this is Disney, of course, but yeah. So I'm talking about movies again. Wow. So yeah. So a lot of the videos that if y'all are keeping up, if y'all are watching, if y'all are navigating the route, okay, is a lot of cooking videos, life video. We got really teary. Oh man, I just finished recording and started recording this, so if I still sound a little cry, it's because I just finished my life video. I think that's the first time I cried on camera. Wow, that's the first. Oh, that's weird. um, Obviously y'all don't see me, thankfully, but oh man, oh no. Anyway, so definitely watch that video, watch all the videos. So yeah, there's tons of videos, and after I finish all those videos, I probably will make some more because I'm gonna French. If y'all watch my live video, I'm gonna French. And so y'all gotta be entertained, y'all gotta be fed, okay? So yeah. Anyway, again, looking into tickets for that. And we'll be riding with someone. Or flying with someone. Alright. That does make sense. You get it. Anyway. Oh, such cool things, such cool things. Such crazy things. Anyway, but that's not the point of this video. That's the live video. Go watch that. Go watch my second channel. Go watch everything. Okay? Go entertain yourself. Go be enthralled. Go be excruciating. What? That's a word. Okay. Okay, but the point of this video, I'm sorry I talk so much. I'm so sorry. I'm so chatty. Bear with me. If you watch this channel, obviously you know that. Anyway, not my second channel. Anyway, but yeah. So this video, not movie, this video is talking about our first movie of the year that I'm back on this channel. I'm really excited, and it's the Abominable movie. Y'all can correct me in the comments or through my text messages or emails. It is okay. I don't know how to say this movie quickly. Sorry. Anyway, but basically, how y'all know me, how I work, is I break movies down kind of a little more psychology, and just kind of breaking down the characters a little bit more. And obviously, please watch the movie first before you watch this video because this has so many spoilers. But this is actually one of my mom's favorite movies, and I really, really liked it. And yeah, so let's dive right into it. Okay, so wow, this movie is definitely, for a Disney movie, it's definitely a great representation of what kind of non-modern music is. So what I mean, I've watched so many movies where the thing was around music and it wasn't about classical music. Like, I don't know why movies have to, even dancing, just like the arts in general. I notice people like to do like contemporary, for example, contemporary dancing for music, like it has to be rock. And if it is like violin playing, which is kind of the main theme of this movie, it has to be extremely classical, like super, super classical, or it kind of gets contemporary a little bit. Yeah, so like it's just like there's just so many movies that like they're good, but they don't really show musicianship, and they don't really show instrumentalism very versatile, because I'm also a musician too, so I'll be also talking a lot about that because that is my kind of main thing in life and like why I'm in college is I'm a music major, I'm a musician. And again, I love psychology, so that's also what I'll be talking about that too. Y'all know. Yeah, and so like it was really cool to see violin playing in more of not classical, but also not as contemporary and not as just westernized. I guess that's my thing, which it makes sense. From my understanding, this movie was in China, and it talks a lot about. It doesn't talk too much about Buddhism, but it hints to Buddhism. So yeah, and so I really like that aspect is that they just took a lot of cultural elements and put it in the movie, especially with their representation of violin playing. They really showed off a lot of more Asian and traditional pieces, which this also is a very modern looking movie. So it was cool to have music that was a little more embedded into the culture and more spiritual too. So yeah, so that's a plus for me. I really like that aspect. And I mean, some of the passages in the violin playing was just like, oh my god damn, this is a Disney movie? Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I will be right back. Hours later. Well, actually, hours later. Sorry, this isn't my life video, but I just got tickets for Paris. So, and it looks like I will be meeting because I'm supposed to go with this other colleague of mine in my second profession in my minor. So yeah. Anyway, so yay, it's awesome. Anyway, so we're getting sidetracked. Back to the main focus of this video. Yeah, I mean overall, this movie was just such a great movie to watch. Again, the music was excellent, and I really liked how they wanted to kind of stay more with the culture and kind of make everyone as culturally appropriate to the movie, but still be able to, pull them out as characters. So I did really like that part as well. So, and I just also love that how music and imagery and culture and all that was just so themed heavily, and how the soundtrack just like really filled that out. I think that's just like, in my opinion, a perfect movie, especially a perfect cartoon. You know, if you guys watch anime or if you watch anything that's not necessarily a film. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I had to do something. I'm so sorry. Okay, but yeah, so I just really love that aspect. Truly. And I do like that films nowadays, like where you're not really sticking with the white characters, and especially with like white male characters. So I do really like that aspect, and in general really thought like thematically it really drove home to what I was talking about and still did it in such a musical and poetic way. I really love that, and again, it really colors and embodies the culture that they're talking about, which is such a tricky topic in general. Like you never want to like culturally appropriate a culture, but you also want to make it your own as well. So it's such a boundary to that you have to kind of like follow and not cross. So when you're able to do that, especially again in a cartoon sense, and still make it impactful, it's excellent. So now to the characters, and this is always kind of my favorite part. But basically the main characters is this girl that plays violin, and it's mainly targeted on her, but it's also about this Yeti, and kind of who is this Yeti? Like, why is he here? Why is he in this city? Like, why are these scientists and these like billionaires trying to like find this Yeti? Like, that's kind of the whole point of this movie. So yeah, and it's like, it's kind of cool how, again, and kind of, if you know me personally, and like kind of what I've been like driving home and why I'm in the career that I'm in, it just shows how music truly can affect, can affect how people see each other and how people can really cultivate with each other and connect with each other. And I feel like this movie does such a perfect job of showing that, even if it is a cartoon. This like huge scary monster, and then this like pretty tough, pretty rough, but still a softie at heart, who's just trying to find her way in this world, especially because, her, if you watch the movie, her parent passed away, so she just has this like, when it's her dad, which from watching the movie, we never actually meet him, we never get his backstory, but from what it sounds like, he was like a huge role model in her life, he was a huge impact in her life, and that's why she can't play violin anymore, especially in front of other people. She plays violin to the Yeti and to herself, but she can't even play to her family and to the world because of how her father ended his time on this planet. And I feel like that's such a relatable feeling and such a kind of, it's such a kind of jarring feeling, because I feel like we all can, again, relate to it, and we all can understand, especially if you've had someone that's ended their time on this planet. So, and to talk about it, a children's movie, it's pretty heavy. It's very heavy for a children's movie, but it's also very real. Like, that is just the real world. So just like showing that kind of complexity of her like battling her inner feelings of, because of her parent, not being here anymore, and because music was such an impact in her life, and especially with her parents, and because of that, she feels like she has to almost escape from her family. She has to, be busy to feel alive, to feel still okay. Like, oh, why is that so relatable? And kind of funny enough too, like hiding it from her family as well. Like, she doesn't really tell her parents that, like, what she's doing, and she's not doing anything wrong. But it's just kind of like an interesting take on it. Like, she is doing good, but because of how humble she is and because of how hurt she is, she doesn't want to take the praise, I guess. So yeah, it's a very like interesting complexity that they put in her character, and also pretty impactful and kind of thematically what they were kind of expressing in the movie. And then these side characters, the young boy who wants to be a basketball player when he's older, and just full of life and is constantly wanting her attention, and the other side characters, which we'll get to, and him just being so youthful and just so fun, and just wanting to connect with this person that's already been disconnected for so long. And then this other character who is supposed to kind of embody this like Rich boy? I don't know if he's really rich. They never really express that in the movie, but definitely a little bit self-absorbed, loves his phone, loves Instagram, social media, like loves kind of the attention from friends, the attention from people. And so he's kind of similar to her too, where he is disconnected, but he's not disconnected as her, where she completely shut everyone in her life because of her grief, but still trying to help people to feel connected. He's kind of almost vice versa. He's disconnecting from life because he wants the attention of social media, because he wants the attention on how he looks and how he presents himself. So it's like a very interesting contrast on its disconnection, but it's different perspectives of what it is to be disconnected in a world that's already extremely disconnected. We say we're connected, but we're really not. And so yeah, just to see a family that is connecting and trying to still connect with a disconnected person, which I think we all have family members like that personally. And then a friend who is trying to connect with you but you're disconnected. And then another friend-ish, I guess frenemy is more, that's also disconnected as well, because the basketball player, he's trying to get his cousin, from my understanding, his attention, and he's also doesn't want his attention. So it's just like, it's a very interesting mixture of how grief can correlate to disconnection. Disconnection can correlate to attention and attraction, and how connection is trying to connect with the disconnected, and how those like relationships look like. It's very one-sided, but that's also what I feel like I personally experience, and I feel like a lot of people experience family relationships, the in-between, whatever, and then, obviously, your past family members and your past lovers and etc. So it's just, yeah, it's so fascinating. It's a Disney movie at the same time, which I'm not saying Disney movies are bad. Like, they're great Disney movies. I mean, that's why Disney is Disney, because Disney does thematically talk about very good morals, but I feel like lately, at least, and just kind of how everything is right now, like, I don't know, you wouldn't usually hear that, especially in a children's movie, I feel like it just would be so sugar-coated, which this movie did not sugar-coat it necessarily. I mean, like, they left some things out because it is a PG movie, but, like, still, especially as an adult, just watching it, I'm like, wow, can I relate? And it's not really like the family is bad. They're not bad. They're just really flawed. And again, just don't really know how to process their grief, and they don't know how to put themselves in the other person's shoes, because the person that they're trying to understand doesn't want to be understood, even though they want to be understood. It's a very like gray relationships, very like the in-between relationships, which I feel like as artists and as filmmakers, we don't really get to talk about a lot. But that's why I feel like we have to talk about it, because it's one of those relationships that is so profound, and the reason why it's so profound is because, and I've experienced this, it's like in the back of your mind, you're like, they're really nice, but why does it almost feel like they're pushing me away? Like, they're not bad, but they're bad because of how society perceives what bad is, but they're not bad. but their actions are bad. But so why is their actions are bad if their words are not bad? It's a lot of, again, like questioning, a lot of in between, a lot of like just like gray areas where it's not good, but it's not bad, but it's not bad, but it's not good. It's just like it's just questioning that, I guess, and questioning where the morality is, if there is morality. Which I was actually talking to a student about this too. And it's interesting how we really, really emphasize morals when in reality, nothing is really moral. At least nowadays. I don't know how it was before, of course, but like, just, yeah, I don't know. I feel like everyone is just kind of a sinner. Kind of a little bit, kind of unsure of who they are. And because of that, morally, they're not presenting their morals because they have morals. Like, it's when you're unsure, I guess my thing is, when you're unsure about something, you will project that. And I feel like, again, I keep talking about our current society, but I was talking about in my life video, I feel like that's just so real nowadays because our current society is just such a huge gray area. If I'm gonna be honest, like, I feel like us as people have crossed it in between a little too many times. And at this point, we don't even know what a in-between is and how to even explain it because of how normal it's becoming. And gosh, that is so modern dating, and also just in general, like life right now too, and friendships and family and all that. It's so one-sided, and it's so just unbalanced, So yeah, so that's kind of how I break down this movie. If you guys have other perseverances, other perceptions of it, then feel free to comment. But this is kind of how I viewed it. Again, it's a really interesting thing to talk about, and a really interesting topic to discuss and to present. But again, musically they did such a fabulous job about it. How the harmonies and how the dissonances just kind of meshed so well together. The loud, the soft, the fluidity of everything. So yeah, it's just a beautiful and incredibly human story. And I feel like we, as a society again, and as human beings, should keep talking about, keep expressing, keep learning, keep healing. Maybe eventually we'll get better. Who knows? But yeah, so that is my take about the Abominable. If I can ever say the movie correctly. the gag of the day, or of the video. And I hope you like it. Comment down below, and I'll see you on our next adventure. Bye.